welcome back to my YouTube channel, aka Alexis in Life. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how to make this Tiny Tot Iron Man. The Tiny Tot pattern is not my original design, it is by Delicious Designs, but I modified the pattern so it'll look like Iron Man, so I do take credit for that. If you do like this video, please like this video, comment below, subscribe, follow my Instagram, which is Alexis_Looms, and please check out my Etsy shop, which will be in the description below. Anyway, let's get right into this tutorial. For this project, you are going to need red, gold, and a little bit of white. You are also going to need a hook. And then you are going to need something to stuff it with, like stuffing or whatever you have around to use. We are first going to start off by making Iron Man's arms, and we're going to be starting with red. And to make a magic ring, you wrap a band around 3 times like this, and then you take 8 bands and pull that through. I will show you how to do this. Obviously, you do this, and then you go back into those 3 little loops. This is 2, oh, I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 more band through will make 8. Kind of pushed my bands through the side because my camera seems to be focusing on them more than my actual fingers. I did lie. You're also going to need a stitch marker. Let me grab one of those really quickly. A stitch marker to put on your stitch on your hook. And then from rounds 2 to 6, which is 5 rounds, we're going to be doing single crochets all the way around this guy for 5 rounds. So I will show you how to do one of those rows, and then you will have to go off on your own and do the 4 rounds by yourself, but you can always replay this section if you get lost. I'm just going to double check we have 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, I'm going to go into this guy, and single crochets, you just pull 1 band through each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, I gotta get 8, and 8. You will remove your stitch marker and place that one back onto your hook. Now, since we did the first row with you, you gotta go back and do that 4 more times. So I will come back when I am finished with that. So this is what you should have after doing 4 more rounds of single crochets all around in red. And now we are going to be switching to our gold color. Let me just get these bands out of the way and bring forth gold. we're going to be doing rounds 7 and 8 in gold, so that's 2 rounds in gold. I will do one of them with you, and since we are starting a new color, you're going to want to pull everything through that gold band and do that. And we're just going to go around like we have been going, but with gold. Oops, I accidentally went back into that one. Yeah, so let's see. I have like, it's hard to show people how to make something with your hands when you have like kind of big hands, because your hands take up the entire camera frame. So that was one round of gold. We are going to go around and do another round of gold, but make sure you skip this tiny stitch, because it's not a stitch, that's from when we color changed. So you should count backwards, count 2, 4, 6, 8, and you'll be starting right here for the next round. I will be back when I am done with that. So I added another round of gold, and this is our last row, row 9. We are going to be doing single crochets all the way around, but we're just going to be doing it in red this time. And we are changing the color, so we're pulling everything through like that, and we're going around like we would normally. Yep. And then I will show you what to do after we are done with this round. So this is the last color. So we're gonna pull everything through and tie it off. Take our stitch marker off, and this is where you can add stuffing to your arm. You don't want to add too much because you don't want it to be like, you don't want to be able to see the stuffing through the stitches, because if you can see the stuffing through the stitches, you've added too much. It's hard to get it to the bottom. Let me pull it down. Yeah, okay. So it's about all the stuffing I'm going to be adding in there. But we are going to be tying this off. So we're gonna tie it off 2 more times. So I'm going through this stitch to tie it off. I'm gonna go across and grab this other stitch. And I'm gonna pull a band through and tie it off like that. I'm gonna go through here and here to tie it off. Basically, you're going through the entire arm to tie it off. And then this stitch that we just tied off the loose bands, I am going to use this band, but I am just gonna bring it through this stitch as well. You don't have to do that. You can add another tie off band, but I think that it just looks better if we use the band that was already there. So this is one arm for Iron Man. I am gonna go ahead and make another arm off camera, and if you need to watch the instructions again, you can rewind this video and watch them again. So the next thing we are going to be making is the little white thing that goes on his chest. And to make this, we are going to wrap a band around 4 times. And we're going to take a band and double wrap it and pull that through. And then we're going to make this little guy 4 more times. I guess I'll stay on camera for this part. Also, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but I think I sound a little sick, so I'm sorry about that. If you're watching this in the future, hopefully I'm not sick anymore. I'm just gonna smush all of them on my hook because I don't really care did this band break? I thought this band broke. And then we need one more. I would just keep them all on your hook because we will be pulling a band through all of them. It might be a little hard if you're using the rainbow loom hook because there isn't a lot of space on this hook, but I managed. Yeah, so I just take I'm gonna take 2 bands since in case one of them breaks. I'm gonna take 2 bands. I will double wrap. Nope, I'm just gonna take 2 bands and pull everything through, no double wrapping or anything. Did I get everything? Looks like somebody's still hanging on. Okay, and I'm basically just gonna tie this off. It's actually smaller than what was in my photo, but I am okay with this. So that is the next thing we need for our Iron Man. So now we are going to start Iron Man's body. We're going to start with a magic ring of 6 in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, come on, and 6. I'm gonna grab our stitch marker or C-clip or whatever you use to mark your rows, and then for row 2 we're gonna go all the way around and increase on every stitch. An increase is 2 bands through each stitch. So let's make sure we got 6, 2, 4, 6. We're going through this one, and we are gonna pull 2 bands through the same stitch. So just like this, that is how we make things bigger in Rainbow Loom and Loomigurumi. The lighting keeps changing because like the sun keeps coming out and going away, and now it looks like it's about to pour outside. So like, oh gosh, like that's always not good when it's sunny and suddenly not sunny anymore. Reminds me of like a thunderstorm or something. But we're almost actually in thunderstorm season. I believe that's like the spring and summertime, but like don't quote me on that because I don't actually know for sure. So for round 3, we're going to be doing a single crochet and then an increase. You should have 12 stitches currently, so when we do our single crochet increase, we should end the row with 18 stitches. So let me grab a few bands. This is our single crochet, And then our increase. It's not two increases, I'm just saying I was still like increasing the same stitch. Single crochet, increase, single crochet, we're doing an increase. But if you definitely don't know like Loomigurumi basics, I don't recommend you trying to make this because I don't really explain like what my stitches mean very well, because I'm assuming most people making this already know what they are doing, but I am trying to make a Loomigurumi basics video, so stick around for that. I figured I should probably have one since I have a couple tutorials out on my channel, and some people probably watch those and do not understand what is going on at all, so I'm really sorry about that. It's just, I definitely still am trying to post videos every week, so it's hard working and doing like other things. Okay, so we should have 18 stitches after that. I'm not gonna count my stitches, but like maybe you should. So for round 4, it is gonna be single crochet, increase, and we should end this row with 24. So we're doing 2 single crochets and then an increase for this row. Oh, I see a broken band. Single crochet, increase, increase. Look at this broken band. Okay, single crochet, and this is our increase. Single crochet. I hear some birds outside. They're super loud. Oh, it actually is because I have my window open. And we're doing our increase. Single. Single. Increase. Single. Oh, I have my hook slipped out. Single. Okay, we're doing an increase now. Honestly, if you don't remember what stitch you were on, if you're on a single or an increase, you can look back at your stitches like this. Like, see how there's 2 here and there's 1 here and 2 again. That is how you would know. So we're doing an increase, a single, and then another single, and then an increase for the last stitch. Okay, and we should have 24 stitches all the way around. Okay, so now this is where we start adding the gold onto our face. So it might get a little trickier here. So I am going to put the pattern kinda in the frame for this in case you want to go ahead and do this yourself. But my pattern is a little confusing, but like, I will be here to go over it with you. So for row 5, we're going to do 7 single crochets, and then we're going to do 1 in gold, and then 3 in red, 1 in gold, and then 12 for the rest. So I'll just put that up there. So I did leave a good picture of it before if you wanted to go back and look. So doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in red, and we're gonna go now. For all of these color changes, you absolutely need to pull the red band through your hook, otherwise the face will not look right. So you take your gold band and pull it through everything and do that. If you don't pull it through everything when you're doing a color change, your face will look messed up. So now we're doing 3 single crochets. We're also doing another color change because we don't want our face to be messed up. And then we're taking another gold, pulling everything through, and then the rest of the way is just red single crochets. Be sure to pull everything through. It will get a little trickier with all these color changes because it kind of creates another stitch-ish looking, so we got to be careful about that as well. We don't want to be adding any more stitches to this than we already have, which it should be 24. It should be 24 all the way around for a while. As you can see on the pattern, we don't do any increases or decreases for a bit. Okay, so this is what you should have so far. This is the top of the start of his head. And for round 6, we're doing 6 single crochets in red first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're doing 2 in gold. So we want to make sure we're pulling the red through the gold band just like that. And then you see this stitch, that is not a stitch. We're skipping that one and going into the second one, and we are pulling that through. And now we're doing 3 red, and you see this one, that is also not a stitch. We're going through this one, the bigger one, and we're doing this a single 3 times. Oh, it sounds like kind of thundery outside now. Okay, and then I guess we're only doing 1 gold on this side. Don't ask me why. That's what my pattern says. And then don't go through this one. You want to go through this one. And then red for all the rest of the way around. Oops. Red, red. Oops. I do that a lot when I'm looming. I will slip and lose a few stitches. Not like entirely, but like a few. Like, I honestly don't believe this design is perfect. Like, you can tell that it's Iron Man, but like, I feel like the gold face transitions could be better, but it's probably because I never think any of my patterns are perfect. Okay. Row 7, we are doing 5 in red first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we are doing 7 in gold. And you're going to want to watch this row carefully because there is lots of color changes and extra little stitches along the way. 1, and you're going to want to skip that one. 2, 3, you're going to want to skip that one. 4, oops. 5, 6. You're going to want to skip that one. I'm telling you to skip these because they're not like actual stitches. They're from when we do the color changes. So this is what we got for that. And then the rest is in red. So yeah, I am hoping that you understand what I am saying about the color changes, creating an extra little stitch. Like, that is the extra little stitch. Nope, I lost it again. I am gonna try and speed up like just some of the single crochets because, or cut that out, because I feel like majority of you are comfortable with doing the single crochets on your own, but it's just I want to be here for the gold part, I suppose. Okay. So for row 8, we are going to be doing 4 in red first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to be doing 8 in gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's going to be 11 in red. Now I'm going to just do the first stitch with you, and then you can do the rest of the 10 single crochets all the way around, and I will come back when you are done with that. So I finished my 10 more stitches in red, which was 11 with the one I did with you. Now we're on row 9, which is 3 in red. 1, 2, 3, and then we're doing 9 in gold. 1, 2, oop, don't lose it, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now we're doing 10 in red, 10 singles in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I count wrong? I don't know, man. I don't have to worry about that. So you should have 24 stitches. And now for row 10, we're starting off with 2 in red. 1, 2, and then we're doing 10 in gold. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're doing 12 in red. That actually kind of makes more sense to me. Oops, don't. 10 in red we are doing. Don't lose all of your stitches like I keep doing. 12 in red. I think I just said 10 in red. It's 12 singles in red. Then you should have 24 stitches. And now we're going to be doing row 11, which we are starting off with 1 red. And we're doing 11 in gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I dropped 1. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in gold, and the rest is 12 single crochets. And 12. Okay, now we are moving on to our next body card, which for row 12, we are starting out with 12 in gold. We're starting out with gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now it looks like we are doing 11 single crochets in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And our last stitch, where the stitch marker is going to be in gold. In gold. Okay. Okay, so, wow. Our next row, this is what we should have so far. As you can see, you can see lots of color changes in there. This is what your Iron Man should look like so far. Row 13 is really involved, so I'm gonna try and do this one slowly. This one has some decreases in it. So we are starting out with 2 single crochets in gold. 1, 2, and now we are going to be doing a decrease. For decreases, I grab the inner loop and then the outer loop of the next stitch, and I pull a band through that. Now we're doing 2 single crochets, and then a decrease again, inner loop, outer loop, pull a band through, and then our 2 singles, 1, 2, and then our decrease. And we're doing 2 singles. It says in gold though, we're at like the red part. I don't think, one moment, let me double check the pattern real quick, okay? Okay, so yeah, I am just gonna do what my pattern says, because this is like the back of Iron Man anyway, so it really doesn't matter what color it is per se. So it says we're doing 2 in gold, 2 singles in gold, and a decrease in gold. Sorry, can we focus on what I have? And then we're doing 2 singles. Oops. 2 singles. And a decrease. A decrease. And we're doing are 2 singles. And a decrease. If you want to do the row in red, if you want to do the rest of the row like where the gold ends in red for this row, you totally can do that. I made this design like over a year ago, so I just really have to go off of the pattern. So for row 14, it's a single decrease, and we're doing that in gold 3 times. I put this on wrong. Okay, so it's a single, and a decrease, a single, and a decrease, and then one more single and decrease, and the rest we're supposed to do in red, which is fine with me. There can be a line of gold. I don't necessarily know what Iron Man looks like because I'm not like the hugest Marvel fan, but like, I don't know, man. I kind of like the gold all the way around for that one part of the head, I guess. But you are able to do whichever you like. You can do that in red or gold. Okay. So that was row 14. We are gonna stop here because we have to add the eyes and probably some stuffing. Because he looks interesting. So for the eyes, all I did was take 2 of each white bands, and I basically pulled them through somewhere on the face like this, and I took a C-clip. Let me get some C-clips. I took a C-clip and I closed it off with the C-clip. Sorry, my hands were just like all over the camera. It's hard for me to do C-clipped things on camera though. But you can do whatever you want for Iron Man's eyes. This is kind of like where your creativity can come in play, I suppose. I just did white because I'm pretty sure he's got white eyes. Where are they? I'm just pretty sure that he has. That's a little too high. Don't put it that high. Don't put it that high. I'm gonna go one lower than that for the next eye, and I will fix the other eye. I'll fix the other eye off camera because I'm sure you get the idea. But if you do the white bands, it's honestly really simple. I believe it's really simple anyway. It's a really simple way to do these eyes. You can get your C-clip to do what you want to do. So yeah, I'm gonna fix that one eye and I will be back. Yeah, so there is his eyes. That is about the best that I will be getting. I'm gonna add some stuffing. To his head. I have the hiccups. head. So now we will be continuing with row 15, which is just going to be 12 single crochets, but the inside stitch. So let me show you what I mean by that, and it'll all be in red. The inside stitch is the stitch closest to you, not the outside one. This one, not 100% sure why it's the inside stitch only, because I did make this pattern a while ago, but I'm pretty sure it just follows Isalicious Designs Tiny Tot pattern, because that is what I based Iron Man off of, and I just changed the colors to make it appropriate for Iron Man. Try not to grab the stuffing either, because that doesn't always look pretty. I'm gonna have to take my bracelet off after this row because it keeps making noises on my table. So I will do that after. Inside loops only, which is the loop closest to you and closest to your stuffing. 12 singles around. Sorry, I am kind of blocking the pattern for the people who like to go ahead, but you can most certainly pause the video when I am not in the way of it. Okay, so I'll be right back in a moment to continue with row 16 for Iron Man. So for row, I'm going to put this more like up here. For row 16, we're doing a single increase, and it is through the whole stitch this time, and it's all in red. So we're going to do, excuse me, a single crochet, and then an increase is 2 bands in the same stitch, just like that. We're going to do a single and an increase in the next stitch. Increase, back to a single, increase, single, and then an increase. We are increasing from 12 to 18 stitches. And this is actually a single, I believe. Sorry, my fingers are getting in the way. Yeah, this is a single. I think I definitely missed a stitch somewhere, so I'm gonna go off camera and check that out just to make sure I have 18 stitches, because I don't want any more or any less. So 1 sec. Alright, you should have ended row 16 on an increase. Wow, this camera is doing like some really weird stuff. So now we're doing 3 rounds of single crochets in red. I will do the first round with you, and then I will leave you to do the other 2 rounds all on your own, because I am assuming you don't need me to show you how to do rows, multiple rows of single crochet. Oh my gosh, I thought I missed the band. Rows of single crochets. And when you come back, we should have still 18 stitches. We are not doing any increases. No increases, just singles. I never know what to talk about when I'm doing this stuff. I will be trying to have some more tutorials out, but it is really hard to find the time to make a new design lately, because I feel like I have an idea and then I open Instagram and somebody else had that idea first and like actually made it. So it's a little sad, but it's not a big deal to me. Alrighty, we're almost done with our first row of single crochets. Okay, so then I will come back to you after I have completed 2 more rows of single crochets. This is what we got so far. So after you complete your 2 more rounds of singles by yourself, you are going to need your arms, because we are going to be putting the arms on next. Now, the arm placement is discreetly up to your own judgment, because I might place my arms somewhere differently than where you would like the arms. And like, honestly, after we do like the rest of the body, you might not like where your arms are, so you might have to adjust them possibly. But I'm solely basing my placement of the arms off of the eyes. I'm trying to put the arms like a stitch, like I'm considering these stitches like in front of the eyes. I'm gonna go in this when I did that, and I think I'm gonna place it one more stitch over than where I ended up putting it the first time. I'm just terrible when it comes to attaching things, and then my camera is like not even focusing on what I am doing. Okay, so I don't really I really don't like that I can see the bands, but I am gonna make knots with these bands. If you attach your body parts differently than me, you definitely do not have to attach it together the way I'm showing you, but this is just the way that I attach stuff for this is my attaching method, I suppose you could say. Now we have attached one arm together, which it does look a little funny, but because it just wants to stick out like that. And it is down a row further than where I actually wanted it. I wanted it in the second row of stitches for the neck, but that's fine. I can always fix that later. And I'm gonna add the second arm off camera. You can just base it off of the first arm that you have added, because obviously I don't know where you put your arms, so I can't make the best choice for you. But yeah, I'll be back after I attach the next arm. So he does look a little funny with his arms just like kind of out there, but I promise he'll look better once he has like a full body. So for rows 20 to 22, 2 rows, we are doing 2 rounds of single crochets in red. So I will do the first round with you, and then you can do the second round of single crochets by yourself. And this is our first row. I hope that this tutorial is easy to follow, because I have not made a lot of tutorials. Oh gosh, did I mess up? Did I accidentally tie this through a stitch? No, I don't believe that I did. It just looks weird for some reason. Oh, because I definitely did accidentally tie that through a stitch, so you don't want to do that either. But yeah, I do hope that this tutorial is easy enough to understand. I may put the pattern in the description for those who think that is easier to follow than watching me do it. But that's a maybe, because that's still gonna be like a lot of typing. If it was a shorter pattern, possibly. But see, I didn't tie the bands through the stitches for this arm. So yeah, I know I have been looming for a really long time, but some of my creations are not perfect, so we all make our mistakes. I probably would have fixed that if I wasn't making a tutorial, because I'm losing daylight as I'm making this tutorial, so I really need to finish. Okay, so you got one more row of single crochets to go, and I will see you when you're done with that. Okay, so for the legs, honestly, where your band on your hook should basically be the center, but if it's not, we can adjust that. So we're pulling 3 bands through as a chain, and then we are gonna put this across the way. I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm gonna go through the 8th one and pull another gold band through that. And I am just going to go around the rest of my stitches in the leg in gold and gold. Please bear with me if you don't understand the leg part. I will link a few of Isalicious designs, like her doing the legs, in the description, in case you're like, oh my god, what is this girl doing, kind of thing. But like, yeah. Okay, so that is one leg. And then basically I'm gonna go around in gold on this side, but for this side I am going to be doing stitches in our single chain across the way. Oop. Basically, once you get this part out of the way, doing the rows on the legs will be super duper easy. It won't be very bad at all. I'm sorry, this band keeps slipping. But yeah, I will link some of those down below in case you are struggling with this if I don't explain it good enough, because let's be honest, I'm probably not explaining this good enough, but it's all right. I know. So now we come to our chain, and if you look down at it, you can kind of see like two sides. You're gonna want to go like through the middle, but you're only going through like the side of it. Well, not like that. You're gonna want to I'm sorry, you're gonna want to do this and then do your stitch. You're gonna do that again and again. And this is where you should probably get another stitch marker if you don't have one, because we do have two different stitches for each leg now. I'm gonna go ahead, put one on here, and row 24 for these legs is going to be just a single row around again. I will be doing it on this one though, since I did not go through these yet. So I'll be doing that with you again for both legs. 1, 2. Let me see. That's not a stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so yeah, technically each leg is supposed to have 12 stitches, but I'm doing another one because it'll look bad. So if you end up having like a weird amount of stitches, just make sure that each leg has the same amount of stitches. That is the biggest thing that you guys need to make sure of, that each leg has 12 or 13 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. I gotta find 7. 7, 8, 9. Oh gosh. 10. I'm gonna add 2 in here so it has 12 at least, because this stitch looks like super big, so there will kind of be a hole there if I don't do that. Okay, so for both legs now, we are doing 6 rows around each leg in red. For each leg, I will do one of them. I'll do one of them on both legs for you. Let me switch over to my red bands. And you are going to want to do a slip stitch since we are changing colors. Oh, I swear this stitch marker gets in the way sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can grab a band. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now we're just gonna do that same thing. I don't know why it's getting blurry, I'm so sorry. We're gonna do the same thing. But yeah, do you see like the hole? That's from... That is from... I actually don't know what that is from. That's super weird, but I am gonna ignore that. So we're gonna take our other leg, and we are going around with our red for this one, and that'll be another slip stitch. Because we are changing colors, so my brain kind of lagged there. Like, I don't know why that took me so long to say the reason why. But yeah, I'm super sorry. This tutorial is going to be kind of chaotic after I cut the clips down and whatnot, but hopefully you will be able to make an Iron Man. But I do believe if you do have trouble with the legs, Delicious Designs definitely does explain it a lot better than I do, so I will leave one of her videos down in my description. Okay, so if you can kind of see the legs forming. Honestly, I don't know why there's like a little hole there. I'm kind of mad about it, but you should not have a hole there. Like, I must have missed a stitch or something. I don't really want to talk about it. So now we are doing 5 more rounds in red around each leg. 5 more rounds around each leg. And I will see you when you are finished with that. Yeah. And this is what my Iron Man looks like after 5 more rows of red as a single. Before we go any further, if you haven't added any more stuffing, we should definitely add more stuffing. Probably should have said to add more stuffing before we started to do the legs, but these holes are still big enough to push stuffing through, so I don't really have a problem with that unless like you do, but you also can stuff your creations whenever you want, so it's not always, I don't always have to tell you what to do. You can think a little for yourself, at least. I do notice that you're supposed to decrease to close, but I'm gonna do, that's exactly what I am gonna do, honestly. Decrease in the feet until they looked closed enough. I'm gonna take just a little more stuffing for this foot because there is kind of like an odd hole. Okay, so he's a little big for my camera, so I have to kind of move my angle a little bit. Sorry about that. So we're just gonna do decreases all the way around in red. A decrease is taking the inner loop and then the outer loop of the next stitch and pulling a band through both of them, just like that. I am putting my finger down there so I do not grab any stuffing. I'm just gonna do that method with my finger in there all the way around. Probably not the best thing to do for a tutorial, which I am sorry about. I don't think that I make the best tutorials, but oops, that actually slid onto my hook, which I think is really funny. Okay, I'm gonna tie off here because I will be pulling this slip knot band through the hole of the stitches to close the foot up. So just, I think I'm gonna do just one more like that. And oh, look, our hole is gone, and we pull the slip knot just into the body so we can't see it anymore. And there's our one closed leg for Iron Man, and we're just gonna do decreases around this side as well. Honestly, the tutorial isn't probably as messy as I feel like it is, but I just feel like it's messy compared to like my flamingo or parrot tutorial. But I feel like those designs were much simpler than this one. But yet again, what do I know, you know? Oh. I don't know, but I'm very happy that I was able to film a tutorial for this finally. When I did make this originally, like a year ago, you guys did want a tutorial for it back then, so I hope that it is still relevant for you. And I am a little sick, if you can hear it in my voice a little bit. I did test for COVID. It was negative, so it's always a good thing to not have COVID. Okay. I feel like I missed a stitch here, so I'm just gonna pull it through here randomly, and then I'm gonna pull it into the body. And this is your Tiny Tot Iron Man. The only thing that I have left to do is add on his little star, which I'm not gonna make like a big fuss out of his star. I probably should tie it in with red bands, but yeah, just tied in with red bands. I just didn't feel like changing the tie-off bands, I suppose. But yeah, this is your Iron Man. Please let me know if you did enjoy this tutorial down below. Please leave a like, a comment below, subscribe, follow my Instagram, which is Alexis_Looms, and please check out my Etsy shop, which will be in the description below. Bye guys, thanks for watching.